So much is going on in Israel and Gaza that we almost forget the other huge war that is happening at the moment. And Mr. Zelensky has done a very interesting and impassioned plea this evening. And he's following the Armed Forces Commander in Chief, who gave an interview to The Economist in which he suggested that the Ukrainian war had reached a stalemate. And today he said, no, the situation is not a stalemate. Russia controls the sky. And we are protecting our military. No one wants to just throw people away as if they were meat, like Russia does. Russia has this this idiom about the meat grinder and about putting conscripts into the meat grinder. How to overcome this? F-16s have to wait until the guys are trained, until they come back. When there are air defences at the front, soldiers move forward and use the equipment. That's what he said. So part of the problem with the Ukraine initiative is the tardiness of the West to supply weapons and to help. So a lot of deals were agreed, but the actual equipment has taken its time to get through to Ukraine, which is a great shame. At the same time, he says we don't have the right to give up. What's the alternative? What we need to give away a third of our country? That would only be the beginning. We know what a frozen conflict is. We've already drawn our conclusions. We need to work more with our air defence partners, unblock the skies, give our fighters a possibility to carry on offensive operations. I must say I find that the end of that sentence a little bit worrying. I think of Ukraine as being in a defensive war, and I find the point at which a war becomes offensive is the point at which I'm afraid I tend to part company morally, and I think the thing has gone wrong. That's my position with Netanyahu, and that would be my position with Zelensky if he moved into Russia. At the moment, I don't think that's necessary. It's an extraordinary balancing act. Of course, they don't have to please me. Why should they? I'm just some sort of doddery old individual in the middle of the UK. Zelensky said, everyone knows my stance, which aligns with the stance of Ukrainian society. No one is pressuring me now. That was all at the beginning of the war and before it started. Now, none of the EU or US leaders are pressuring me. For us now to sit down with Russia, discuss and give something away, that won't happen. It isn't the time for Zelensky to have negotiations with Russia. It is, however, the time for Western countries, for the US, for the UK, for France, for Germany, to have negotiations with Russia. And we should have been doing it. And sanctions have got in the way. We should be talking. Talking avoids an escalation in conflict. And we should be talking to either side in the Israeli-Gaza problem as well. Talking is something we can do.